On a decisive day, a critically important business meeting was scheduled, and the stakes were high. Marcel, a wealthy young man, made an extraordinary decision. He asked the cleaning lady to pretend to be his wife during that crucial dinner for his family's business. As the night progressed, something truly astonishing was about to happen. Marcel, the eldest son of a family that held a prominent position among the largest pharmaceutical industries in the country, was about to face the immense responsibility of taking over the family business, a burden that weighed like a mountain on his shoulders. Marcel was a notable figure in his society, known for his impeccable appearance, which seemed sculpted perfectly for the spotlight, and for his undeniable charm. However, the fame that preceded him also brought with it a shadow of scandal. In the gossip columns, there were always news pieces about the billionaire heir, often depicted flaunting a life of luxury and attending extravagant parties that lasted all night. These controversial stories fueled the rumors that Marcel was an incorrigible playboy, a man who avoided serious commitments and maintained a hedonistic and unruly single life. His lack of responsibility and apparent aversion to serious relationships deeply worried his grandfather, the family patriarch and founder of the pharmaceutical empire. Marcel's grandfather was aware that time was passing quickly, and the transition to the next generation of leaders was drawing ever closer. He feared that with Marcel's irresponsible behavior, the family business would be jeopardized, and the legacy built over generations put at risk. On a crucial day, an extremely important business meeting was scheduled, and the stakes were high. The foreign clients who were about to meet Marcel's family business represented a substantial investment, an essential link for the growth of the business. The pressure on Marcel was unbearable, as his family feared that his image might compromise the success of the negotiation. To the family, the presence of a wife by Marcel's side would be the key to conveying stability and seriousness in the eyes of the clients. They believed that marriage would serve as a shield against the rumors circulating about the young heir's behavior. After all, Marcel was known for his partying lifestyle and his reputation as a womanizer. Pressure on Marcel intensified from his grandfather, a shrewd businessman who longed to see his grandson take on a more responsible role in managing the family empire. Under his grandfather's guidance, Marcel was subjected to a series of arranged meetings with women whom the patriarch deemed suitable for a business partnership. However, the relentless search for an appropriate wife ended up frustrating Marcel. Each meeting resulted in disappointment, as the women presented to him were often superficial and self-interested, primarily attracted to Marcel's wealth and status. Facing this deadlock, Marcel made a radical decision. He decided that he would marry the first woman who crossed his path, merely to meet his family's expectations and keep the professional objectives intact. His intent was to continue living life as he always had, maintaining his independence and freedom while upholding the facade of a stable marriage. This decision, made in a moment of desperation, would trigger a series of unexpected events and change the course of his life in ways he could never have foreseen. The young man decided to drive to his grandfather's estate, intending to inform him that he was willing to agree to the arrangement of another meeting. Upon entering the place, Marcel noticed a cleaning lady who was busy scrubbing the polished floor of the large entrance hall. Elise was focused on her work, with her dark hair tied in a casual bun, and she had an expression of dedication on her face as she carried out her tasks. Marcel suddenly felt captivated by her presence. Elise radiated a natural beauty and an aura of self-confidence that made her remarkable. Marcel was determined to find a quick solution to his situation. At that moment, he considered that this young woman would be the perfect choice for his disguise. He underestimated Elise, assuming that she would easily accept his request to pretend to be his fake wife. After all, he saw her as a maid, someone who, by his previous standards, wouldn't have reasons to refuse. Despite Elise coming from humble beginnings in a small town in the countryside, she had shown a strong, determined personality from a young age and an insatiable thirst for knowledge. Driven by the desire to overcome her limitations and seek a better life, Elise found that the job opportunity offered a good salary, allowing her to finance her dream of studying and specializing in nursing. Thus, she began her journey toward the desired career. She was aware of the challenges she would face, but her determination was unwavering. Then one day, Marcel called Elise for a private conversation in the mansion's living room. He began to explain his idea, saying that she could benefit financially from the agreement. Marcel believed that his proposal was irresistible and that everything would be resolved. But Elise's initial reaction was surprising. She immediately rejected the offer, refusing to be part of a false marriage plan, even if it was just to keep up appearances. Marcel was intrigued and surprised by Elise's response. He was not used to receiving a no from anyone, much less from someone he considered inferior in social position. This ignited a flame within him, a determination to win Elise over, not just to fulfill his family's expectations, but also to prove to himself that he could get what he wanted. Thus, a silent battle began between the two, like a cat and dog. Elise treated Marcel with respect, but made it clear that she had no interest in participating in a farce, especially not for money. Marcel was used to getting everything he wanted, but Elise's stubbornness challenged him in a way he wasn't prepared for. He even threatened to fire her, but she stood firm in her decision. Faced with Elise's firmness, the young man chose to approach her more genuinely. He acknowledged that he had compared her to other women he had known in the past, but she proved to be completely different from what he was used to. He had to humbly ask Elise for help because he couldn't handle the situation anymore. After much persuasion and conviction from Marcel, Elise agreed to take on the role of a fake wife, just for the business dinner. Elise somehow believed that by accepting, she could positively impact Marcel's life. She also needed the money as she was working hard toward her dream. Marcel, still uncertain if Elise would fit in the context of the dinner, humbly asked her to be more reserved and only answer questions directed at her. Elise accepted this request with humility, showing her willingness to help ensure everything went as planned. On the day of the dinner, Marcel sent a beautiful dress, sparkling earrings, and glamorous shoes to Elise. When she appeared ready for the event, Marcel was deeply impressed by the young woman's beauty and elegance. The dinner began with great expectation. Marcel and Elise entered the luxurious restaurant where the meeting would take place. They were welcomed as husband and wife and began to interact with everyone there. As the conversation unfolded, the questions started to be directed at Marcel, exploring his vision for the company and the business. Marcel was prepared and had all the answers at his fingertips, leaving the clients confident that a solid partnership was a real possibility. However, the clients also began directing their questions to Elise. It was at that moment that the attention of everyone present turned to the young woman. She, in an exceptional manner, impressed everyone with her elegant posture and refined social skills. She participated in the conversation in a polite and captivating way, addressing a variety of subjects with knowledge and poise. Marcel, on the other hand, couldn't take his eyes off her. He felt something different, an attraction that went beyond appearances and began to stir his heart. In a special moment, she did something unbelievable. Elise started conversing with the foreign clients in their native language. Coincidentally, her father was from the same country, and she had learned the language from a very young age. In a subtle manner, during the conversation, she noticed a moment of tension and disagreement between Marcel and one of the foreign clients. With her situational awareness and profound respect for the visitor's culture, Elise intervened discreetly, creating a bridge of communication. This simple act by the young woman not only eased the tension at the table, but also strengthened the couple's image as reliable and respectful partners. It also symbolized a demonstration of respect and effort in connecting with the foreign investors. The business dinner was a memorable occasion. After a night of successful negotiations, the investors were pleased with all the conversations and the fluidity of their agreements. They agreed to invest large amounts of money in Marcel's family business. The dinner not only secured a lucrative deal, but also marked the beginning of a turnaround in the lives of Marcel and Elise. After the successful dinner, Marcel led Elise to a more secluded corner of the restaurant, away from the curious eyes of the guests. He wanted to express his gratitude and praise Elise for her crucial contribution to the night's success. With a sincere smile on his lips, Marcel said, "Elise, you were absolutely incredible tonight. I couldn't have asked for a better partner." Elise, still a bit surprised by Marcel's warm compliments, replied humbly, "Thank you, Marcel. I just wanted to help in the best way I could. I'm glad to know that it contributed to everything going well." However, something unexpected began to happen between the two. A genuine affection for each other was born. They shared their dreams, fears, and secrets, forming a deep friendship that turned into love. Marcel realized he had underestimated Elise, and that her work was honest and hard. Marcel finally discovered that the woman he had chosen to be his fake wife was, in fact, someone he wanted as his real wife. He proposed to Elise on a special day in the family's garden, and she accepted with tears of happiness in her eyes. Their story was full of surprises and twists, and fate reserved paths they had never imagined. Marcel came to understand that one should not judge people based on first impressions or appearances. It was easy for Marcel to underestimate someone based on their background, social position, or occupation. But everyone has potential and depth that may not be immediately visible. Just as Marcel initially saw Elise as a simple cleaning lady, it was only later that he could see how intelligent, resilient, and amazing she was.